All right. Just keep going. It was only 500 experience, so it's not really going to do a whole lot for us leveling some stuff up. There might be somebody that can level up, but we'll see. I mean, honestly, might still be worth a look because the one guy has such a little experience. So, yeah, I guess so. So mostly we're looking at Woodhen here. Nice to get them up to at least 3 gunnery so they can hit the broadside of a barn.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Okay. I honestly don't know what my ultimate goal with Freak is going to be. Maybe Freak will be my support mech, although I'm kind of skilling Freak for the hit and run style that I'm doing. Because in the early game, I'm going to actually probably look for 2 sensor lockers. But do the sensor lockers help me a whole lot if I have 2 attackers? I probably want to have 1 support pilot. And we could still push Freak that direction. So that might be the direction we take them.
I'm here.
We're going to need a hell of a lot more experience, though, if that's the way we're going to go. Because I would probably take Bulwark if I want to have a support pilot. As usually speaking, you want to get as much defense out as you can. At least that's usually my thinking for a support pilot. Because you usually don't have a lot of armor, but you have a lot of firepower. Maybe not necessarily useful right now, but maybe in the future it would be. Not really enough points to do anything there.
Commander.
Already leveled you up.
Yes, Commander.
That'll be it. Okay. Go back to our contracts. Oh, hey, Ursi. What do I run on support? Usually support I like LRMs. The reason why I like them, especially with the light style we're going to be playing, is just the indirect fire capabilities. Sometimes long ranges with direct fire weapons can be really frustrating, especially on some maps where you have a lot of broken terrain in your way. It can be really difficult to get your positioning correct where you get this long range shot off. With a support mech, you really don't want to be close range. So that's usually what I go, LRMs. In theory, a lot of the other direct fire choices can do a lot more damage, though, so it really depends on the situation, but usually LRMs. Okie dokie. So we're going to focus on the battle mission still. So I think we're going to do this other one down here. Pretty much the same situation against pirates. More battle type stuff, so this should be nice and easy. We want more money. I figure, I mean, we're not likely going to get all that much salvage, especially if we only face off against 2 mechs again. So I think we just aim for more money for these contracts. We could always buy that blackjack or something. And again, I don't want a blackjack, but might be what we're stuck with. All right, this is fine to play. Anyway, let's get some opportunity to get Woodhen in there. Well, LRMs are like sandpaper. Well, usually what I do is I'll give my support pilots that breaching shot ability. And then you already have multi-target because you have to have multi-target if you go that route. And then I'll split. If I have more than 1 LRM, let's say I have 2 LRM-10s, just as an example. Fire 1 LRM-10 at one guy, 1 LRM-10 at the other guy. That way you're doing more full damage. But yeah, if you're firing into a lot of damage reduction, LRMs are very useless. Because you're only doing like 1 damage per missile or something ridiculous like that, so not really ideal. But if you can do like 4+ damage per missile, it's a little bit better. This is going to be a stand-up fight, Commander. Your lance against the opposing forces. Intercell says they're near your current location. Move in and clear them out. Alright.
Let's get to fight.
Got a lot more mountainous terrain this time. Probably try and get up on this high ground if I can, depending on how the line of sight's going to work for us. Probably going to take the commando down this way, though. Yeah, I agree with that too. They can't concentrate their damage, so it's like sandpaper. Exactly, I understand what you. I get what you're saying. And that's one of the things that's really frustrating about LAMs. It can take a long time to take people out.
Confirmed.
But I just like the indirect element of it. You can really keep the line of sight favorable to you. I think I want to move up a little bit more. Eventually I want to get over here though, so I want to start heading that direction. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take the commando back around this way.
Moving to position.
Spider, we could probably be a little tiny bit. I just want to get the sensors in range so that we can get this on the road.
Acknowledged. Sensors have something.
Okay. Potentially 2 light mechs. No worries, Army. Reserve again. Might not be able to get vision on me. And if it does, we could always react. Alright, so is it two mechs again?
Waiting for the shot.
Sure seems to be the case. I always like to be double sure of that. Alright.
They will be done.
Might be difficult to get a line of sight with the terrain, but we'll try our best. Obviously, we have to establish the line of sight first.
Standing by.
So,
How's it going?
Woodhead's probably going to be our guy on that. Just come in aggressively, use my small lasers. They may be able to get in behind me, so let's try and mitigate that a little bit.
Firing jump jets.
Alright, what do we got? Commander 2D, Javelin. I wouldn't mind a Javelin either. We'll go after the 2D because it has the higher damage potential, I believe.
Copy that.
Alright, already getting crits. That's nice.
Target's taking a critical hit. Yes, boss.
Okay, Stargazer cannot get in range. Oh, they do not have much in the way.
I'm your spaniel.
Okay, looks like we'll be alright here. You know, I don't know. Let's actually check that. Yeah, it is.
Yes, Commander. Confirmed.
Well, the 2D has an SRM-6, an SRM-4, and a medium laser. But the Javelin's heavier. It's probably the damage per ton is better for the Commando, but...
Acknowledged.
PPC, as per usual, always missing. But hey, we got some ammo explosions, so that's good.
That hit something good.
Jump in there. Hopefully we can finish off the Commando here. Although this is not easy shot.
Engaging target.
Of course, the PC-10, which has not as good of a chance to hit as the PPC, lands just fine.
Commander.
So we're not going to be able to get in range here. So best option may just be... Well, we'd want a sensor lock. Sensor lock the Javelin. Not really sure why I'm doing that though, because he only has one thing. So I changed my mind. I'm just going to brace, try and mitigate damage that may come in. Because there's a possibility that Javelin would have gone after our Commando.
Good to go. How's it going?
Yeah.
On the move.
I think I'll go precision strike here. We've got decent damage output. We might be able to get the kill.
Roger.
Yeah. Alright. Now we just have the javelin to worry about.
Deploy.
Makes things a lot easier.
What's up, boss?
Let's get in behind it.
Copy that.
Oh well.
Commander?
Turn 5 still has a really hard time hitting this guy. Really sure why. Maybe I'm too far forward? That's better. The medium laser does more damage anyway, so I don't know why I'm fixated on that.
Locked and loaded.
Engaging jump jets.
Alright. I'm not sure if we're going to get a kill here, but we might be able to disrupt the guy's capabilities. We're probably dealing with recoil, aren't we? Yeah.
Engaging
Doesn't matter, we hit with it anyway. Yeah, BBC hit! Alright, here he goes. Now he's going to have full fire. Oh, you didn't even move. You're not going to be alive very long, are you?
Receiving you.
Alright, at this stage we've actually done more damage. This guy in frontal armor. So I'm gonna just move.
On my way.
Get a nice shot on that side that's already been damaged. Yep, there we go.
Hostile loaded.
Yeah, and these are nice easy missions that are just giving us more or less free
mission
money.
Successful.
And hopefully some mech parts. Now we're not far away from a 2D, so this is where you have the temptation. Taking the mech parts, try and get an actual mech chassis. But in my mind, the Javelin is kind of more desirable. Because we already have 2 commandos. Now, in my opinion, the 2D is better than the 1B. But I think I'd rather have the Javelin. It's heavier tonnage. You can put the jump jets in it, which gives it more utility. Yeah, you can, Ursi. You can do called shots every so often. You don't get them all that often. The problem with doing that is it would have taken longer for me to do that otherwise. But I have gotten some opportunities. We ended up getting the 2D anyway. Yeah. Alright, cool. So we're one part away from a 2D, which frankly will just be used to pad out our lineup. So we lose one of our other lighter mechs, or, you know, it gets damaged or whatever. We have something to put in there. Okie dokie. You know, there might be somebody worth hiring here. We already have one scout, so we'd probably be looking for somebody to be a gunner. There really isn't anybody that jumps out to me. As far as support pilots go, the 2 priorities I feel is guts and gunnery skill, and maybe tactics. I would say actually it's probably more gunnery skill and tactics, because tactics is what leads into your called shot bonuses. But guts is good too, because it helps you deal with the heat that oftentimes support mechs deal with. So lawyer here might not be a bad pickup.
Waiting for orders.
Not sure she has a lot of traits to take advantage of, but I don't mind picking her up. And she's going to be better than that other pilot we're actively using. So I say we pick her up.
New mech warriors available.
Alrighty. Because right now, Lawyer is better than Woodhen. Like, straight up.
Commander?
So,
Orders.
question is, what is Woodhead going to be used for? I don't know. But if we don't use him in the next mission, we probably should just sit on him and let him accrue experience through the training simulator. So, yeah, that's probably a good call. All right, let's take a look at our contracts. It's not really a whole... Oh, no, we should check the other pilots. Okay, so Freak, we're kind of just waiting. Probably get more gunnery skill. Unless we want to get Bulwark now. Which, frankly, this would not be a bad pickup because it'd really give us more survivability. I don't believe in sensor lock for a support pilot. Really, we have to ask ourselves, do we want to use Freak to be our other attacker? Or do we want to use Freak to be our support pilot? Because if I use him as support pilot, for sure, I'm going Bulwark. If I use him as my other attacker, then I would want to go down this path. So, Lawyer could be our support pilot. And I honestly think she's the better fit for it. So Freak, I think, is going to be our other attacker. So I'm going to go ahead and get piloting skill here. It's going to take us a little time to get Lawyer up to that speed, which I usually like to have my support pilots earlier than later, but it is what it is.
Mech warrior training complete.
I'm here.
My pilot, I'd rather maybe a little bit of guts. Gives me health, which will keep me in the fight.
Training.
Go with that.
Yes, boss.
Then Stargazer. Now my scouts, I might go down this path anyway, right? Because I honestly value Ace Pilot that much. Multi-target's good too, though. So it's kind of arguable, like, which one would you want more, but let's give him a little bit of piloting just so we can get some direction going here.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Alright, that's probably good for now. Alright, contracts. I think we have at least a couple more destroy contracts. Or battle. Yeah, we have 2 battle ones. We're going to save this one. Let's go ahead and do this one again. It's probably going to be a nice, easy one. I mean, you can never tell. They might up difficulty us, but again, we're doing more money here. Oh, this one's against the Tarians here. Yeah, that's what I figure. I usually use multi-target to burn down evasion of multiple opponents, but that's going to become less and less of a thing later in the game. Alright, Woodhen, get out of here. Lawyer, get in. Lawyer, which mech would I want you to pilot? Frankly, maybe the Commando? Because Stargazer in the Spider makes a lot of sense. And honestly, it depends. But I feel like the Commando is just not mobile enough to really use as effectively as a Scout, perhaps. We'll try this, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I mean, she's just as good as at gunnery skill as he is, so it's not like she's a massive advantage there. The only thing she's going to be able to do, potentially, eventually, is have better heat efficiency. Alright. But I think we stick with the Spider for now, because in my opinion, it's just going to work out better. We'll see. We're still kind of like feeling out our lances and what we're going to want to do with them. Obviously, we want to get more mechs in the lineup too, so we can make more choices in that regard. Thermos is giving me troubles. There we go. Wasn't threading correctly. Alright. Definitely having this on an SSD helps a lot with the load times. I used to have this on a hard drive, and those battle things would take a long time to load. Alright. This is the last known position of the enemy Lance Commander. Advance and get eyes on them. Let's see how badly damaged they really are. Good hunting, Commander. Olivia out.
Okay, here we go.
Alright, where are we looking? Up there. Okay, that's not too far away. Go ahead and get into the woods.
Roger that.
Okay, lawyer. Get on up into these woods. There's probably as much evasion as you can get anyway. And I want to get them on sensors if I can. That's as close as I'm going to get. That might get them on sensors, then again it may not.
Position confirmed.
A lot of it depends on whether they move forward or not. If they don't move forward, then we're probably not going to see them this turn. Yeah, see, they've just been sitting still. I guess a jump wouldn't be a bad idea, because we can get both the brace
Engaging jump jets.
and good evasion. All right, now the question is, what do we want to do with the spider? Because I want to get closer, but I don't want to get, like, way too close. Guess we'll just do a little bunny hop here.
Jumping.
Get a little bit of evasion, but get that sensor range in there. Okay, we got a medium mech. That's interesting. The Locust is within range. Okay. Ideally, we do not want to take that kind of damage, but thankfully, Stargazer is in the spider, so we can break eye contact. I'm hoping this breaks line of sight being down on this ridge, so that this guy can't just walk up and see me. Then we'll sensor lock the Locust, which will take away all of its evasion. I think that was a 1S, actually. Oh, the PDX Con? Yeah, sure, Mustang Hunter. Oh, is it close to the end of my stream? Alright. Well, in any case,
Got a lock.
as far as what my favorite thing about PDX, it was just, like, honestly, meeting a lot of the people. Like, for example, the developers of Battletech, and being able to do the challenge and all that. And then, like, you know, the demo of surviving the aftermath. Those were cool to see.
Commander?
Okay, so there is a... let's just hold still here. But the Battletech thing was very unexpected, the whole challenge thing. I didn't know that they would do something like that. We got 2 medium mechs now. Oh, or is that a light mech? That was a light mech. Okay, so not likely going to be anything else. I always like to reserve one more time just in case, even though it wasn't likely, but it could have been a vehicle. Not a lot of area to move. We'll guess will come up. Okay.
Rolling.
Focus is still kind of hard to hit, but oh, it's a hunchback. Okay. But we're gonna have to deal with that creatively, because that's a difficult one. It's the 4G though, and I think that is the ACT-21. All right. Let's see if we can. So the 1S, I believe, is the SRM one. Yeah, it is.
Copy that, Commander.
Ooh, those are good hits. Not so much with the SRM, but medium lasers hit pretty well. I want to see what the other mech is. I do not want that hunchback being able to get in range of me, though. AC-20 will not feel too good if I get hit with it. Okay, we got another 1S. That thing's got a lot of evasion, though. So I'm going to ignore it. Just go after the one that's already damaged. Yell it immediately. Okay, so 2 Locusts, 1S's, which shouldn't be too difficult to deal with. And a Hunchback. Now, a Hunchback should we want to attack from the rear if we can. Now, I know it has half armor, so doesn't necessarily, you don't necessarily have to do that kind of stuff. What I might do is do a split shot here, because I don't know what else to do with the Vindicator. We just don't have the best positioning right now. So you're going to get one, and you're going to get one.
One for you, and one for you.
But normally speaking, a Hunchback, you definitely want to attack from behind, because it has paper-thin rear armor.
Swing and a miss.
I'm just a little concerned that that Hunchback will be able to get within range of my Enforcer. Now, I've got a lot of evasion, so that may not be a big deal. The Commando definitely has to get out of there. Because if I get hit with an AC-20 on my Commando, it's dead. Well, it might not be dead if I'm really lucky on where it lands, but it should not be able to keep up with me. So I think by sprinting away, we'll be alright.
Kicking it.
Especially as I think we have a little bit of a train advantage. At this point, I feel like we have no choice but to reserve. Just let it do its thing. Thankfully... Oh, thank you for the cheer. Russian Havoc. Alright, cool. It didn't really do anything too scary. This guy's only got 1 evasion, so we should be able to knock him out fairly easily. Let's get Freak up. I want Freak to have direct vision. That range is pretty good. Might be able to take this guy out.
Locked and loaded. Here it comes.
Oh, we did some pretty heavy damage, not necessarily a kill.
Take that.
Alright, so how am I going to deal with this Hunchback?
Waiting for order.
Ideally, I use my lighter mechs to kind of pick it apart. We may have to wait on that. I'm going to come in, finish this guy off. I think the Spider will be able to do it. There's not a lot of health left in that thing.
Firing full complement on enemy.
Oh, not quite. Well, its firepower should be much reduced, so I'm not sure I'm too worried about it now. Okay, so does this still increase your initiative? Your initiative is increased by 1. Okay, so good. I'm gonna do a multi-target here, but I am definitely going to increase my initiative so I don't get caught out. Oh, thank you for the follow as well. Okay, you're gonna be a lot of evasion. That's kind of the problem, huh? You're gonna be B.
Engaging multiple targets.
I got a little bit of damage there. Okay, it is dead. So what I'm hoping to do
Enemy mech destroyed.
is see if I can get behind it. I think I'd be able to get behind it with the Spider for sure. And if I have enough for a precision strike, I may. We might be able to hit him with all of my pilots. Yeah, it looks like I do. The question is the Enforcer going to be able to get into a position to really do a whole lot for me? Because the other alternative I could do is I could just run away this turn and take advantage of my initiative.
Yes, Commander.
And just not get hit. Well, it'd be really good to start. Question is, can Lawyer get into a position to attack? Yes. Yes, I can. So I can get in there and do some damage. She's not the best at it, but... Okay. This is what I'm thinking. We take the Spider. Oh, that's right. Mouse can move now. I can't get in behind. That's unfortunate. I can't get in close enough to get my small laser in either. Yeah. So what I'm thinking, the AC-20 is on this side, right? The side that I'm currently on. We focus all of our damage on that side. And if we can do enough damage to it, we can take the AC-20 out, and then it's not really as much of a threat. I would have ideally liked to get close enough to use a small laser so we get as much firepower as we can. But I think we move in, we use a precision strike, knock him down at initiative, and then we use every other pilot that we have to hit him as much as we can.
Engaging jump jets.
Alright, so I'm going to go for the right torso in an attempt to take that out.
Engaging target.
Okay, so yeah, he's just been bumped down. And then Lawyer really doesn't have many
Standing by.
choices here as far as the attack goes, so we just have to go straight on. The question is, would Lawyer be better reserved or not? Because she's going to do a hell of a lot more damage than the Spider would do. So maybe get rid of the evasion.
Good to go.
I'd have to jump. This does kind of put the Spider in a tough spot as far as a follow-up melee attack
Firing
goes.
jump jets.
And these are pretty good chances to
Locking
hit.
in all weapon systems.
Okay, got a couple on that torso section. We got the arm. That's some of the firepower. Ideally, we want that torso section. Okay, so this is going to be the best shot that she could possibly get now. Which is still not great, but it's still... She's got pretty good firepower coming in, so... Then we'll have the Vindicator follow up. Okay, still don't have that AC-20 done.
Yes,
Now I'm
Commander.
starting to get a little nervous. The PPC lands will be good, but otherwise we're in trouble.
Locked and loaded.
Okay, we got it. Alright, so the main threat the Hunchback has now to us is
I
just
think things
a
are
melee attack on the
Don't you?
Spider, which it doesn't look like it's going to do. So we got out of that one pretty scot-free.
No
Maybe
sweat. I
difficult
got
to
it.
follow up, but now you don't have any cover.
Yes, boss.
The Stargazer is just going to kind of roll around. I'm actually going to jump just because I don't want to walk through that, whatever it is. And then we'll just keep hitting them on that same side and hopefully take them out. I think the Enforcer will be able to wrap around too.
Roger that.
Standing by.
Can't get her wrapped around, unfortunately. Guess we'll just have to attack the rear. I mean, the thing still has paper thin, so
I'm there.
hopefully I moved up enough to make my accuracy. Okay, yeah.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Yeah! Alright, cool. I'll take that. That was good RNG. I mean, that could have gone not as well. Okay.
Mission successful.
We got out of that with very minimal damage. I think Forcer took a few hits. Spider took like a little tiny bit of a hit. I'll take that. Okay. Yeah, a little bit of damage on the Spider. Spider has very little armor though. Commando is pretty damn good mech. I mean, you look at it from damage per ton's perspective, Commando is one of the best damage per ton mechs out there. Unmodified, of course. You can always modify mechs to change them around a little bit, but we definitely don't want the Locust 1S, but Hunchback doesn't really go into what we're trying to do, but we'll give it a try. And then, well, that's all we get to pick from. Hopefully we just don't get a bunch of heat sinks. Alright, we did get a bunch of heat sinks. Oh well. They'll come in later. We can always sell them too. I like that engagement though. That wasn't too bad. Might want to try and... Yeah. I'm honestly pretty happy that they made this turn-based, because it does, like, it's definitely it's a divergence from the tabletop game, but it makes it a lot closer, because our previous experience was either Mech Warrior or Mech Commander, which both games were good for what they were. But yeah, if you want a simulation of what Battletech is all about, this gets you closer. And I think they did a pretty decent job balancing it. It's not perfect, but like, light mechs have a chance. You can do it. I think with proper tactics, and that's what this whole challenge that I'm doing is all about, is to prove that medium and light mechs have a place in this game and can be effective. Okay, let's take a look at our mech warriors. That was only a little bit of experience, so I don't think we're going to be doing a whole lot here.
I'm here.
I live to serve.
Yeah, not really.
Good to go.
Okay. Take a look at what contracts we have. I'll probably squeeze one more in here before we wrap up. Okay, so there was one more battle contract, but it's a 1.5 scholar. And it's also in the desert, so we're going to have some heat problems. Although most of our mechs are okay in that regard. Enforcer's not too bad. Vindicator is so-so. Commando might have some problems, but I think that would be the only mech out of our group that would have problems. Alright, so what else we got? Recovery missions are typically not too bad. Another recovery mission. Looks like recovery missions across the board. Alright, we'll do this half skull one. Actually, there's 2 half skull ones. Oh, they're all for pirates too. That's interesting. We also might want to do this travel contract, because both of these are within our realm of difficulty. Fortunately, this pays absolute garbage. So we probably want to look more for the salvage than the money. Alright, well, that's fine. 2.9 versus 3.12. I highly doubt we're going to get that much at a half skull, so 2.9 is going to have to be what it is. 45,000, it's not a lot of money, but it is what it is. Apparently we're not making the Tarians very happy with us. Alright, let's go ahead and accept this contract. Oh yeah, but that was a higher difficulty mission, I believe. Alright. I don't think there's any reason to change, especially for this mission type. Recovery's not usually that bad, because you don't really usually have to deal with base defenses. You usually don't have to deal with convoys. It's not too different from what you're going to see from a battle. You just have a couple objective points you have to do. That's about it. It may make the mission drag on a little bit longer, but if we pick it up with a spider and just have him blitz to the end, that's not too big of a deal. And there's usually secondary objectives, so you can get a nice bonus. A little harder to get a bonus with a battle mission.
Interface initiated.
Unless there's reinforcements, which means the missions are straight up going to be harder anyway. Okay, I'm getting updated intel from our employer. They believe the base is going to be even more heavily defended than we thought. Uh-oh. Yeah. We need to move up and get a look at the base so we can see what kind of firepower we're facing with. So that might be a little bit tougher. But it was only a half skull mission anyway. Once we've grabbed the payroll, the Leopard will extract us at this LZ. Good on you, Commander. Olivia, you're out. Okie dokie. Just get going.
I'm going.
Guess I'll stay out on the ice here.
Heading out.
This might be one of these situations where we don't see opposition until we pick the thing up, so don't want to break, don't split up too much. Well, there was a little bit of delay there, so there may indeed be opposition. Yeah, we'll see. I don't see any obvious tourist pylons, but I'm not really looking that hard. Oh no, wait. That could be one. Okay, so we may have turrets. Another one there. Okay, so we're gonna have to be careful in that regard. Jump jets? Yeah, let's jump on up here.
Engaging jump jets.
Rolling.
We want to get within sensor range, but we also don't want to get ourselves caught out too much. If they're turrets...
We've got an unknown on
Okay, we got an enemy right there, so... we don't want to go too far forward. Go there. That's probably good. Might be tough to not get seen by whatever this thing is. It looks like it is a mech. And there it is. It's Panther. Please don't land. That was close! We had good evasion, but man, that skimmed the top. Okay, so we do have another light mech there. I'm not sure if it can see my commando, the Panther, but it definitely can see my Spider. So this might be one of those situations where we back off and just sensor lock the Panther, getting it down to no evasion, and then finish it off with our other mechs.
Good to go.
Obviously, we want to say within sensor range. So.
Jumping.
Okay, we can't see it, so that's usually a good sign that it can't see me. Not always the case, but usually a good rule of thumb. Well, my Spider may get locked up if there's any turrets, so we gotta be careful there. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and reserve through. Because there may indeed be turrets, and we just want to make sure that that is the case, if there are any. Okay, it doesn't appear that there are. Alright. I think the Enforcer for sure wants to go after the Panther.
Engaging jump jets. Engaging target.
Ah, good. Awesome. Took out its PPC right away. And I'll take that too. SRM ammo explosion
Critical damage
means it has no weapons
detected.
left. Yep, so that's just been neutered. So now
Waiting for
we
orders.
should completely ignore that mech and see if we can see what the other mech's up to. I don't really want to be out in the open, but maybe the only way we get to see what this thing is. It's literally the only spot I can see it. I have doubts that the Vindicator is going to be able to follow up. Ah, it's a Jenner. Thankfully, Jenners don't have a lot of armor, but I also have not the best chance of hitting here.
Copy that, Commander.
I'm your spaniel.
Okay, we can't hit it. So, give ourselves a jump. I can't quite get in range of the medium laser, but definitely going to fire at the Jenner because the Jenner is the threat right now. Panther is no threat. As long as I'm not within range of it to punch me, it's no threat. Considering how slow it is, it may not be in that range. Come on, PPC. And we got it in the leg. Not exactly where you want to hit it, but... Panther will likely move first because the AI tends to stay within kind of a routine.
Commander?
So they tend to continue to like go in the order, whatever order that they were originally went in. I don't really want it to get in behind me, so I'm going to try and prevent that. Might be tricky. Let's see if we can do enough damage to it. Prevent it from really doing any damage to me. Go ahead and use a precision strike too. Knock it down in initiative. Let's take its leg out because its leg's already damaged. Might be able to take its other leg out because it's also already damaged.
Firing all weapons.
Didn't take the leg, but we took an arm, so that will reduce its
That
damage.
did something good.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Stargazer, can you come in and help me? I might just have him take out the Panther.
Engaging jump jets.
If he can, of course.
Firing a full salvo.
Be tough. He did get a headshot. That's nice. Oh, no, maybe it wasn't a headshot. Jump. I want to jump so the small laser's in range. That's probably going to be the only space I can do that. We'll do small laser, and then we'll fire... Frankly, I may just try and get a kill here.
Engaging jump jets.
Yeah. I think that's just better, because I have a feeling that the Panthers are going to probably try and do a melee strike on me.
Enemy mech
So
destroyed.
let's just get that out of the way.
Waiting for orders.
You know what? I don't really care about the... Oh yeah, PPC. Okay. I was about to say, I don't really care about the... This guy's going to be hard to hit, huh?
Confirmed. Feel my wrath.
Okay, that really helps. Although that was in the wrong torso section.
I think things are going swimmingly. Don't you?
Alright. Okay, spider. I'm in on the other side, although I do want to get close enough to use assault lasers.
On it. Taking the shot.
I got one leg. I'm going to try and take the other leg out because I'd like to get a Jenner, and if we can get more Jenner parts, that'd be nice.
Standing by.
Might have too much firepower and accidentally kill it. Because the leg hit is not going to necessarily be easy. But I feel like we got to go for it. Fortunately, we got the center torso hit. I
need
tried.
a target.
Okay. So we're now into non-combat. I don't think they're going to have more reinforcements, but...
Moving to position.
Okay, thank you, Stormy. I'm probably going to wrap up here, and I think it's pretty much concluded what's going to happen here, so I wouldn't be too surprised, I think, that we're going to be done with this mission. But yeah, I'll be wrapping up in just probably another 10 minutes or so, so... Shouldn't be too long.
How's it going?
But thanks for joining. Alright, let's have you pick up the thing, because you got the most accuracy. Okay. I mean, not accuracy, speed. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't know where extraction point is, but we're just gonna start running.
I'm your spaniel.
And if we pick the right direction, we pick the right direction. If we pick the wrong direction, hey, we'll go the other way.
The asset has been secured.
Oh,
Is ready for
never
retrieval.
mind. We killed the opposition, so that's done. All right, cool. So nice, easy contract for us. A little bit more experience. Really, honestly, they said it was more heavily guarded. It wasn't really all that more heavily guarded. I really, honestly, yeah, we gotta... Well, honestly, all this stuff is junk, so we might as well take the mech. We were gonna get it all anyway. Okay. So this plan is working out to be a little bit better for us. The first planet we started on, missions tended to be a little harder. We were getting damage pretty frequently that we'd having to repair. So far, this has been pretty good, but the contracts, the type of missions tended to work more in our favor on this planet, and also less difficulty. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're almost at 2 million funds. We haven't got any more mechs, but we're getting close. Closest one we have is 4 parts for Commander 2D. It's not really what I would want out of a mech. Really what I need mech-wise. Wolverine wouldn't be bad, but we're not likely to see many of those at this stage. Getting a Jenner would be very valuable. Jenners are amazingly good for the style of play we're going to do. It's just got the perfect amount of mobility. It can have quite a bit of firepower, and you can really up armor the things too. So this is the ideal mech we want. Another one that would be really important for us would be a fire starter from the light side of things. Most of these other mechs, although they're good to have, like the Javelin would be nice to have. The Jenner and the Firestar is going to be where it's really at for the light mechs. And then medium mechs, we're going to want stuff like the Wolverine, the Griffin, the Kintaro, stuff like that would be nice. In my opinion, Wolverine's probably not one of the stronger ones out there. As a matter of fact, I think you'd rather go with a Shadowhawk over a Wolverine, just because it's got really good melee damage, but yeah, we're getting there. And we're starting to get a good, decent amount of components, so we can do some custom builds as well. And if we can come out of this planet without any real significant damage, we're going to be in a really good position as far as being able to modify some of our mechs to be more effective, because we can spend the travel time to do that rather than repair our mechs. So that's nice. As far as our contracts go, though, we have a couple more recovery missions that shouldn't be too bad. This is a one skull mission, so it might give us a little bit more opposition, but this one should be fairly easy. This is going to be the one that's more difficult for us, but it's going to pay the most money, so, and have the better salvage. So there you go. But we'll probably do that one last, just in case we do get that damage. We could spend the travel time to repair it. I'd ideally not want to have that happen, though. So we'll see, but that's pretty much where we're at. And I think we're going to wrap things up here. Let's take a real quick look at our mech warriors. So it's going to be a little while before I do a whole lot with my own pilot. But the priorities for this pilot is going to be gunnery and piloting. We want to have more accuracy, although this is probably going to be a less priority. Really, we want to rush to ace pilot, because if we can get this, we can really get the damage output up there high and use our maneuverability well. We don't have the mech right for it yet, but that's ideally what we want to do. Other things that we'd want to improve are probably guts, just for the heat, dealing with heat and stuff like that. Or we're continuing to build up. She's probably going to be my support pilot. As a matter of fact, we can go ahead and give her gunnery skill.
Confirmed, Commander.
Waiting for orders.
Freak is more or less going to do the same style that my pilot's going for. Stargazer and Polecat, whenever she recovers from her injuries, are going to be our scouts.
Good to go.
So for him, we've kind of already gotten this. Probably going down the piloting path is the other thing we want to do with him. So yeah, because eventually we're going to want ace pilot here. We're going to be using maneuverability a lot. Ace pilot's going to give us that capability. And Woodham's just kind of a backup pilot, so we can do a number of things with it. Alright, well, that's going to be it. Now, hopefully we can get to a store where we might be able to buy a good mech for ourselves as well. Unfortunately, this one, outside the Griffin 1N, not really giving us what we're looking for. I think the 1N is the standard one, which in my opinion isn't as good as, I forget what the other one is 1S or something like that. That's the one you really want. But this is still a solid mech. You could get 3 missile systems, 3 energy weapons. It's pretty damn good. One support weapon if you want it. But yeah, I'm going to be relying a lot on medium lasers and SRM6s for the most part. Kind of your close to medium range. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up here.